Hiya. Haven't made a video like this in a long time, and ever since this Joe Root story broke this morning about what he did out in St Lucia, I've heard a lot of things from a lot of different people, most of whom have been supportive, most of whom have been great. A couple of dodgy comments here and there, but I just wanted to tell you about why this moment and today and these comments are so important to me. And I know a lot of you know a little bit about, me growing up. Sport is one of the few escapes, or one of the few escapes of the world. That I get, and sport has been my life. Whether it's been I started playing football when I was 6, I started playing cricket when I was 15. Golf, tennis. All sorts. I've played in all sorts of competitions. The situation itself out in St Lucia, I get things are said in the heat of the moment, and I get, I've done it myself. I've said things that I regret on the sports field, and today is less about what Shannon Gabriel said, but so much more about the reaction of Joe Root. Now, Joe Root is the England cricket captain. He's one of the most written about sports people in British sport, in journalism. It's a job that brings a lot of pressure, a lot of criticism, and his comment to Shannon Gabriel, whatever he said, and I know we don't know what he said and the context it was said in, but those words and the reaction, his reaction, his natural reaction as a human being, I can't tell you how much I wanted to hear those words when I was 14, 15, playing football and, refereeing and starting out in cricket, how much I wanted to hear one of my idols and, sporting heroes say, never use gay as an insult. There's nothing wrong with being gay. And it's the words that matter so much. And it's why today is so important. I don't, maybe might sound really arrogant saying this, but I don't think if you've not experienced what it feels like for someone who has sport right at the very centre of their core and their very being, like I have for 20 years. It's been my one saviour in times of struggle and everything. I don't think a lot of people quite understand what that feels like for the English cricket captain to come out and say there's nothing wrong with being gay. And I think about the impact that could have on thousands of teenagers who, 14, 15, in exactly the same position that I was in sort of 10, 12 years ago, and the impact that could have on them, and it could potentially change their life. And I think we need to concentrate more today, less on what Shannon Gabriel might have said, and more on what Joe Root has said, because he didn't have to say it. He said it as a human being and as, a natural reaction. And it makes me emotional to think about what impact that could have had on me if it was Michael Vaughan saying that in 2005 or Flintoff in 2007. What impact that could have had, and the impact it could have on today's generation, because that can't be underestimated. And to those of you who sort of see this as a bit of a minor incident, it's just a word, you get on with it, and it doesn't work like that, I'm afraid. It just does not work like that. These words and actions impact people, and my relationship with sport is probably the most important thing to me. It's like I said, it saved me beyond, through some very, very dark times, and those two things are linked. I mean, my mental health struggles, my sexuality was the catalyst for that. They really are linked. And for Joe Root to come out and say what he did, I think is, I don't think he'll quite understand the impact that could have on someone. So I just wanted to say that, really. And it upsets me that there are people out there who think we're overreacting on something, or overreacting about a very basic situation, but it really is much more complex than that. And I just wanted to say that these words have a huge impact, and can potentially save lives. I mean, I'm not over exaggerating that. I think it could genuinely, there could be a young sportsman out there who really needed to hear that, and you just don't know the level of impact that it could have. And I lament how I hadn't heard that myself in 2005, or before or after. And I think we need to concentrate today more on Joe Root's positive outlook than whatever Shannon Gabriel said in the heat of the moment. And I really don't think we should underestimate the power of words. Thanks.